What is up? Check, check. 1, 2. Ah, yes. Wow. Okay, so I'm just gonna start talking here because I got a bunch of stuff I want to touch on and might go long. I'm not sure. Depends on how I feel. It's your boy D Train. The channel is D Train's Bunk. And I don't think anybody's talking about some of this stuff, but I will get into the fake news awards. Uh, that will be a necessity. And this microphone is cold, man. I might have to get a mic stand. Um, Hold on a second. Let's see here. Let's see here. I might have to sit on this stool because this seat's making a lot of noise. All right, so FBI has launched 3 investigations into Clintons by Jerome Corsi with InfoWars, January 18th, 2018. That was today. Report second special counsel to investigate Clinton crimes. All right, so let's scroll down here and let's see what they're talking about because I was reading a little bit earlier. Department of Justice under Sessions, Clinton Investigation Foundation, Clinton Foundation, Little Rock in New York. As we first reported months ago, the Clintons are now the subject of at least 3 criminal investigations by the FBI. That was on Twitter, real Alex Jones. Several foreign nations are expected to bring criminal charges against the Clinton Foundation. All right. So, wow. And the report of the DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz could lead to the appointment of a second special counsel to investigate the Obama administration DOJ as far back as the Fast and Furious gun running scandal and the DOJ cover up of Secretary Clinton's email scandal. Let's see, led by agents in Little Rock, Arkansas, New York. The FBI has begun a criminal investigation to pay to play accusations against Clintons regarding donations taken by the Clinton Foundation are favorable. Policy decisions made by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Response to a letter authored by House Judiciary Chairman Bob Goodlatte dated September 26, 2017. Sessions test senior DOJ prosecutors to make recommendations. Okay, so that was then. And then on January 12th, that was a few days ago, about a week ago, DOJ announced a criminal indictment in the Uranium One case charging a former co-president of a Maryland-based transportation company. Okay, Mark Lambert. I was just reading about that because I clicked on that link and I was like, what is this? So I was reading it and I was like, okay, so what does this have to do with anything? And now, you go full circle. Okay, so Mark Lambert was that guy. And you can go read this article, but some stuff in here, man. I mean, so they're saying that they opened an investigation and they have an indictment on some people. So I guess we'll just see what it leads to, drain the swamp, baby. Drain that swamp, dog. Drain it. Get the drainage going, man. Okay, so let's get into this fake news awards because I wanted to see. I think I might have to get on the internet or something. Okay, so let's see here. We got fake news awards. So I'm going to go backwards because everybody else is going 1 through that I've seen. I know ABL did it. And it's like by the time you get down to 11 or 12, it's kind of like, what's that all about? Because some of them were kind of like, but anytime you start to gain momentum, and then every time, every day, it's just like they just hitting you with something else. That's it's the aggregate of it. It's the whole it's the constantness of it. But he just like rolling with the punches, like pow, pow, pow. Yeah. What? Okay, so let's do another screen share here. I'm going to go here. Coming here. All right, all right. Okay, so 11 and last. Okay, so it's 11, but not least. Russian collusion. Russian collusion is perhaps the greatest hoax perpetrated on the American people. There is no collusion. Well, now that collusion with Russia is proving to be a total hoax, and the only collusion is with Hillary Clinton and the FBI, Russia, the fake news media mainstream, and this phony new book are hitting out at every new front imaginable. They should try winning an election. Sad. All right. Okay. So what does this say down here? It has like the thing to it too. It has like the answers. It's like got cliff notes to it. It's like you can read what it says, but at the same time it says like, okay, here's the thing. Okay, so the New York Times falsely claimed on the front page that the Trump administration had hidden a climate report. So I go down here. Okay, President Trump kept his promise and appointed Associate Justice Neil Gorsuch to the U.S. Supreme. I guess that's not what that is then. Okay, never mind. That wasn't a key. Okay, so that was a lie, I guess. Yeah, and the other thing about that is about this list is that you got to keep in mind he didn't just put these on here for no reason. He wants you to really go into it and figure out like, okay, he put that in there. New York Times falsely claimed on the front page that the Trump administration had hidden a climate report. So no climate reports were hidden. So they were out in the open. Might be a good idea to go look up those climate reports. I'd like to see what Lord Christopher Monkton is up to nowadays. I like that cat. He seems to be a cool dude, man. This dude's like parachuting out of like planes just to go just to crash a party. That is like boss style right there, man. Okay, so CNN falsely reported that former FBI Director James Comey would dispute President Trump's claim that he was told he is not under investigation. I tell you what, I remember when that happened. Remember when that happened? And then they brought Comey in and they grilled him, and he was just like, because remember Trump was like, hey, there may be tapes, there may be recordings of the conversation, and everybody went crazy. Oh man, he was, it's like you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, baby. What cars you got? What you got? Absolutely nothing. Newsweek falsely reported that Polish First Lady Agata Kornhauser Duda did not shake President Trump's hand. Yeah, she did. We saw it. Okay. Yeah. I don't think they would be that rude, but you never know these days, just but we saw the video and they did shake hands. It was just, they're meeting and, everything's kind of scripted, but you trying to remember how things are supposed to, am I supposed to over here or what, and then, you want to go to the lady first if you're the lady because you're the lady and, it's just, just different formalities in different places. It just might have been a little bit funny at one point. And so it's a big nothing burger pretty much. CNN falsely reported about Anthony Scaramucci's meeting with a Russian, but retracted it due to a significant breakdown in process. Oh man, Anthony Scaramucci. You know what? There's something I liked about that dude, but I don't know why he had to go. It was just, maybe his persona. I really like Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's just awesome. She's just like, whatever, dude. She's just like rolling with the punches. No, you know what? It's your fault. It's like, no, maybe if the Democrats had some issues and some like, some not issues, but some you know, something to alleviate the situation, some hell. I'm stuck on that word now. I'm gonna have to take a break just so I can figure out that one word, but I'm gonna keep it moving. CNN falsely edited a video to make it appear President Trump defiantly overfed fish during a visit with the Japanese Prime Minister. Japanese Prime Minister actually led the way with the feeding. And yeah, I remember that. That was nothing. I mean, but it's like the drip, drip, drip. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it's the drip, drip, man. Stop dripping. Washington Post falsely reported the president's massive sold out rally in Pensacola, Florida was empty. Dishonest reporter showed picture of empty arena hours before crowds started pouring in. Yeah, they tend to do that. It seemed like a bunch of that going on. Uh, Dave Weigel at Washington Post put out a phony video of a photo of an empty arena hours before I arrived at the venue with thousands of people outside on their way in. Real photos now shown as I spoke. Packed house, many people unable to get in. Demand apology and retraction from fake news WAPO. Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump, December 9th, 2017. Ooh, so he went into the archives. Is this his list? Or is this like a GOP list? Oh, hey, you guys, let's get together and see. No, I'm pretty sure this is his list. Time falsely reported that President Trump removed a bust of Martin Luther King Jr. from the Oval Office, and it was right there. Somebody probably like took their jacket off, put it over the bust, had to tuck in his coat, his shirt, and then somebody said, "Oh, where's the bust?" They were looking around. Yeah. Anyway, CNN falsely reported that candidate Donald Trump and his son Donald J. Trump Jr. had access to hacked documents from WikiLeaks. I guess they didn't. It made the list at number 3. ABC News's Brian Ross chokes and sends markets in a downward spiral with false report. Yeah, I remember that too, man. What had happened was, see, yeah, let's take this off for a second. Well, let's go ahead and finish this. The New York Times, Paul Krugman claimed on the day of President Trump's historic landslide victory that the economy would never recover. And here we are. And here we are to save the day. Mighty Mouse is on his way. Yeah, so basically, yeah, let me turn these lights on, man. I'm up here in the dark, chilling, hanging out in the dark room, talking on a thing. So basically, what have happened was Brian Ross got a tip from an insider on the Flynn case, and he said that Donald J. Trump, as a on the campaign, told Flynn to go check out the Russians and see what they got to say on old Hillary. But what had really happened was Donald Trump said, yes, maybe we should take a look at maybe reaching out to the Russians and trying to set up, some good relations. And then after he was the dude, after he had been the dude for a minute, that's when he was like, okay, now we need to talk to the Russians. And everybody else, really. I mean, it ain't like just the Russians, but everybody was trying to like separate America from the Russians, when it was really Hillary Clinton the whole time who had the whole Russian deal. As you can see, the Mark Lambert, out of Maryland, uh, uh, he had something to do with the nuclear transportation division, and he was doing some dirt down there. So yeah, go check that out. Go check out that article, man. Click on the links. Excuse me. Yeah, click on the links, man. You're gonna have to click on the links, because if you don't, you're not gonna see the inside stuff. And sometimes you got to get into the inside stuff a little bit. You know what I mean? It ain't that much. Sometimes it is, though. I've read a political article yesterday. I was like, damn, man, this is like 16 pages, dude. Come on, man. Long winded for what? Like, this dude is that interesting. Hell, I don't even know who it was about. Evidently, it couldn't have been that damn interesting. Otherwise, I would have been like, oh, yeah, I read this article about this guy who was interesting. Oh, I remember now. It was about Cory Booker. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that guy, that was so interesting. It was Cory Booker. Yeah, I read that political article. It was like all long. It didn't say anything about any policies or anything. It was just like, come on, dude. You're just getting all lofty, touchy feely, like, ooh, yeah, love and conspiracy love and all this and that. Like, come on, dog. You're gonna get up there in front of somebody trying to, actually, you know what? I think he probably is like that. You know, he knows how to turn that. He knows how to turn it on and where to turn it on too. Just like Lindsey Graham, just like Dick Durbin. You know, I'm getting in all of that. I'm getting in all of that, man. I'm New York Times Krugman. Okay, so Krugman, he's isn't he like isn't Krugman like a one of those finance dudes that won the Nobel Prize or something for like finance or something like that? Yeah, it's like wrong. I'm not saying people can't be wrong, but man, this dude, he's just all up in the he's just all up in the derriere of the damn the what was the term Ron Paul called it, fiat money system type situation. Yeah. It's all about borrow money and spending a whole bunch of money in taxation and these garbage. Economy has created nearly 2 million jobs and gained over 8 trillion in wealth since the president's inauguration. Wow, this is from that same article, so I'm going to go ahead and screen save this too because this is interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting also. Yes, it is. Yes, yes. It's the African Americans and Hispanics are enjoying the lowest unemployment rate in recorded history. Hmm. Very good, very good. The president signed historic tax cuts and relief for hardworking Americans not seen since President Reagan. President Trump's plan to cut regulations has exceeded two out for everyone in mandate, issuing 22 deregulatory actions for every one new regulatory action, which he was going for two for one, but he got 22 for one. So that's pretty good. That's like, you go to the blackjack table and you like split, right? And then you said I'm all in, and you put all your money in it, and both of them split again and again. And then you get blackjack on all of them. Hey, don't let me go to Vegas, man. I tell you what, man, I can't wait to go to Vegas again, man. Vegas. I might have to take the kids and the wife, but we going to Hungary first, y'all. We going to Hungary. Yes, we is. The president has unleashed an American energy boom by ending Obama era regulations, approving the Keystone Pipeline, auctioning off millions of new acres for every exploration, and opening up ANWR. Hey, you know what? Depending on how you feel about that, that could be a plus or minus. But I think the way he's looking at it is maybe jobs and also access to more money and the easier flow of money and oil. Um, and hell, it is cold out here, so you gonna need some, cheaper energy because the energy is going up right about now. You see the gas. Number 6, ISIS is in retreat, having been crushed in Iraq and Syria. So yeah, I've been reading about that too. President Trump followed through on his promise to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Israel and instructed the State Department to begin to relocate the embassy, which is and was a promise that he made, or that and other presidents evidently had also made. Um, so he said, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." With President Trump's encouragement, more member nations are paying their fair share for the common defense in the NATO alliance. So he pulled some of his money out. I think it was, what was it, 20 some percent or something? I don't know, 20 some million billion out of, don't get me the line. Signed the Veterans Accountability and Whistleblower Protection Act to allow senior officials in the VA to fire failing employees and establishes safeguards to protect whistleblowers. Wow. Okay. Huh. Sign the Veterans Accountability. Wow. So wait a minute. Does that mean that if how does that work? I mean, okay, so look, okay, so I think Barack Obama was the one who got a lot of journalists on the Espionage Act. And I'm not sure what the charges were on Manning were, but he got that his sentence commuted, I believe. You may have to go check up on some of the specifics, but I think I'm close at least. And so what I'm wondering is under Trump's administration, would he as a whistleblower, would he benefit from this being signed? I mean, like I just said a minute ago, he put stuff in here, I believe, on purpose, and I just haven't caught up yet. So if you guys know something I'm not catching on to, definitely leave your comments below and educate my ass. Because, you know, I'm trying to learn as much as I'm trying to, disseminate some of this what's out here and my take on things. So what is so I'm just saying, like, failing employees, to allow senior officials in the VA, veterans. Yeah, but he wasn't a veteran. That's not the same thing. Okay, that's not that. That's not that. That's not the same thing. Veterans accountability. I think that has more to do with veterans care. And but this whole whistleblower thing, I mean, hey, what what about whistleblowers who's, saying, hey, some craziness is going on over here with these dudes in the helicopter, shooting people and stuff. Here's the video. Is that, I mean, at the same time, that's happening in another country to somebody else's people. So, hey, whatever, right? But no, it's, not everybody's going to respond the same way, man. I know it's supposed to be all unity and whatnot and this and that, but, people are going to respond to atrocities and war a different way. And it's always an ugly thing. I mean, how many winners are there really in war? It's always, it's always the little guy that the people that's just out there farming and shit. Next thing you know, you just got people rolling up with like AKs and shit, gunning people down for the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we taking all your shit because you have it and we don't, and we need a base. We need resources. It's like, man, that sucks. I had my whole life ahead of me, and I just got to come get gunned down by some dudes that just don't give a damn. Kind of sucks, dudes and duderitas. Yeah, but I tell you what, man. I think I I think the way I think the way Trump's gone about things, he's doing it the way he has to for a reason, you know. I mean, hell, look, North Korea and South Korea are gonna roll out under a common flag or something like that during or at least they're talking about it. That's a positive, you know. I don't know what that says about, their relation with Japan, China, Russia, US. I mean, I'm assuming somebody's on that. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure they got people who's, saying, hey, he seems to be, trying to get close to them, but, trying to take us out. Or he seems to be, coming around, he's not an idiot, you know. He still don't like the Japs, but, you know, he don't want to get blown off the maps. He ain't stupid. They try to make him seem like, like he's dumb, but I don't know. He might be dumb. He might be a dumbass. You never know. Might be, might not have been a very good student. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take a break for a minute. I'm gonna try to play some music and hold on. Let me put these headphones in so I can hear what's being done here. Yeah, man, this is cool, man. I like this kind of groove. I'm having fun broadcasting to the earth. You know, thoughts and opinions. You know, questions. It's like a collective, kind of groove. There's a lot of smart people out there. I can bounce ideas off of. Things I ain't never thought about. It's kind of a good thing. Anyway, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Thanks. All right. Oh man. Good times, good times. Very, very good times. Beautiful smiles. I think she was Irish or something. You see the way she was singing? I vaguely remember some of these people's songs. It's kind of crazy. New York. Oh yeah, I remember that. Man, that was a long time ago. That's when I was getting ready to grow my dreads. Oh my god. Dapper Dan. Cristalino. Joe P. What's going on, brother? Anoop from American Idol. That was before American Idol, though. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't even know about Anoop at that time. Man, all these old pictures, man. But anyway, let me get back into this news thing, man. It's like I went through like the first quarter, right? I mean, the first two periods, and I got like the last period left. So let's see here. There we go. There's my beautiful face. All right, so let me turn this off, man. It's time to turn it off now. My wife said that the music was too loud last time. So, all right. So now I gotta get into this. I ain't trying to get all Yvette Carnell on you, but she makes some really good points. You know what I'm saying? And she brings home the points. She brings it home. But here's what I mean, coming from the other angle though, or maybe it's the same angle. Maybe she feels, I guess, similar to the way I feel on this. It just seems like it oh man, there's another angle to it too. Gosh, I can't even get started into it because of all of these different, I don't know, factions or different angles to the whole situation. You got um the Kate Steinle case. Okay. Okay, so the young lady dies because this illegal immigrant dude who had been deported 5 times before came allegedly or supposedly came across a gun and it went off and she died. Okay, so because the jury didn't like Donald Trump, they said innocent. and except for this one having a gun charge. Okay. And I just start thinking, man, I mean, and then you hear about all the cases where some of these dudes be, raping kids and, and committing these different gang crimes. Matter of fact, I know somebody who was a juror, a juror, a jury member on a case where this kid who, I mean, they everybody in that case needed a translator. You feel me? So I'm just saying, man, like it was a murder case. So I mean, there's a lot of that going on. And if you send them out, a lot of times what I'm reading is that they're coming back in. And that leads me to uh this this guy. Where is that? Yeah, I gotta play this, man. Look at this dude. Goodness gracious. This dude, man, this guy, he's just enough to piss you off. He really is. This guy. Arg. Where is it? Where is it? Can I find it? He's just enough to piss you off. He really is. Oh yeah, I can hear myself. Awesome. This guy. That's awesome. Hey, that's me. Oh, I'm famous. I can see me. Where's the sorry you guys. I hate to put you through this. I'm looking for something very specifico. Ooh, that sounded weird. Specifico. Oh, dude, man. Oh, man. You got to feel for that family. What you going to let that. And the worst thing about it is that although it's happening everywhere, the places where they're letting these people go are these places where there are a lot of liberals. It's like Democrat run places. And so really, if you think about it, these people are eliminating or harming the very people that are standing up for them. And that's the sad part. It's like that what do you call it? The Swedish thing. What was that? What's that place in Sweden? I know smarter than me knows what I'm talking about. Let's watch this for a second if you don't mind. I just want to just watch this dude's, hairy chin.
There was no need to prove all these. Be silent.
Often smiling, Luis Bracamontes interrupted the prosecutor several times as the DA described in detail the events of October 24th, 2014.
Be silent. You don't want to allow me to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, jury, please step out of the hallway. They're dead.
Judge Steve White eventually had to dismiss the jury for a short time as Bracamontes showed little remorse, being accused of killing Sacramento County Deputy Danny Oliver and Placer County Detective Mike Davis. Prosecutors told how Bracamontes stole a Placer County squad car, and how responding deputies, Davis included, originally thought he was also a deputy. In the confusion, a witness was also almost accidentally shot by one of those 2-minute decision, saved his life.
I regret that. The only thing that I regret is the skill too. I wish I killed more of the.
Luis Bracamontes' attorneys have said he's not always cooperated with them. During their opening statements, they said they're not trying to prove his innocence.
We are not contesting many of these charges. Mr. Bracamontes is responsible for the deaths of Deputy Danny Oliver and the death of Detective Michael Davis. He shot them both.
His attorneys added he had smoked large amounts of methamphetamine in the days leading up to the shooting. During his outburst, Bracamontes has said if given the opportunity, he would kill again.
I will break up soon and I will kill more. Be silent. You don't want to fucking allow me to do that shit. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please step out of the hallway. They're fucking dead. I don't fucking regret that shit. The only thing I fucking regret is the fucking kill too. I wish I fucking killed more of those motherfuckers. Fuck it.
Eric, we asked if the camera was turned off. I think the order was only through.
I will break up soon and I will kill more.
I'm sorry.
And whoever fucking get in front of me. Just like that. There's no need for a fucking trial. I'm gonna fucking go to the fucking trial. I'm fucking guilty now. All this shit fucking. The jurors have left the courtroom. Mr. Bracamontes, this is your trial. I want you to be present, but you will not disrupt this trial. You will not speak out. If you do, you will be removed from the courtroom. Do you understand that? I do. Bring the jury back, please.
Your Honor, before you do that, may I be heard on one issue?
Go ahead.
Thank you. We believe these outbursts and the inappropriate laughter are part of the mental illness that we talked about earlier. And at this point, we would ask the court to reconsider its ruling on the 1368 motion we filed, or in the alternative, let us declare another doubt under Penal Code Section 1368.
Your motion is denied. We'll address this at a later time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please bring the jurors in.
Okay, so like he tried to he said, "Yo, man, this is part of his messed upness." You know, that's he don't know no better, man. He don't you know no good. Don't you know no good. Nah, he don't know no better. He can't get right. He can't get right. Nah, man, that's messed up. So like here's my take on it though. Like I'm looking at this and I've seen it in black people on different different channels. These people are getting smug, they're like, yeah, Black Lives Matter and this and that. But at the same time, we not getting out because ICE can't do anything with us. You know what I'm saying? We not getting deported and get to come back in and just live in a different state if we really need to, or come back and just live to do more crimes just to get kicked out again. You know what I mean? It's kind of like black people have to have to go to jail, man. There's a lot of us in jail. I mean, I'm not saying it's a lot of knuckleheads out there to be in jail, but some of some of the issues out there, I feel like I feel like if we legalized marijuana at least, I mean, even some of the other stuff, like Ron Paul said, legalize everything. Hell, people make their own decisions, but I think if we really want to help people, there's a different way of going about it, instead of trying to say, hey, don't do this, because the first thing you're gonna think is like, hey, what if I do this? Maybe I should do it. But my point is this: like, these guys are getting out. You got the Kate Steinle, you got this guy who killed, a police officer and wounded another, or maybe killed two, or he wounded, a citizen, or not a citizen, a pedestrian or whatever. I'm just like, man, I don't see us getting out you know, I've heard of people just being out after doing some dirt. I've heard of people just being out, just being around, not really just they can't catch up with them or whatnot. Um, and I don't know what that was all about, but it ain't like they let you out as a black man and then you just get to what leave the state and then come back in the state. Oh, he's out there somewhere. You know where he at. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the problem, man. Some of these people flying under the radar, and they like a lot of the people out there, a lot of these, people from other countries, like Trump said, I'm sure they're good people, but it's these knuckleheads that's making y'all look bad. Number one, and it's the money that um native born people here in America who are in the social security system with the social security numbers from being born here, like like some of these kids for the DACA thing. I mean, I'm just saying, like, we pretty much got to pay that, and I don't know. I guess it's just time for some people to get on the up and up. I mean, I know people who were telling me that they didn't really know. Uh, um, some people weren't citizens until everybody started all of a sudden after Trump got elected. They started filing their papers. I'm like, come on, man. Seems like if you here for a minute like that, well, you just gonna live. Is it that good to not be a citizen and to just live off of the people here? Or was it just like you forgot? Or it's just like, it's just this paperwork. Oh man, I gotta study this stuff to, take the citizen exam. You know, my wife did it. Other people have done it, and they're proud to have done it. They it's a sense of accomplishment. And if that's not something that you're willing to really do, are you really down for the cause of being an American citizen? Anyway, it's probably going on too long anyway, up to this point. This is D Train, D Train's Bunk. Go ahead and like the video. I probably should have said that a long time ago, before I took my intermission. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace out. Be good. Be safe. You know, you know, and get rid of that bunk. You got no bunk when you see bunk. You know what I'm saying? Can't just be all. Excuse me. Can't be all like bunkalicious unless you want bunkalicious. You know. Sometimes you can find stuff in some bunk, but sometimes you gotta let that bunk go because it's just a bunch of bunk. Peace.